Hello there, lovely friends. Come on in, settle down, and get comfortable with me for a little chat. Let's talk about those mornings. Oh, you know the ones I mean, where the alarm clock might not even have rung yet, but you're awake and there's this feeling, like you're wading through invisible treacle just to get moving. It's not necessarily pain, perhaps, but more of a deep-down heaviness, almost like you're carrying a little extra weight right around your middle. Not the kind the bathroom scale measures, but something inside that just feels sluggish. Maybe pulling on your socks feels like a bit more of a chore than it used to, requiring an extra grunt. Or perhaps that first precious cup of morning coffee just doesn't seem to cut through the mental fog the way it once did. You find yourself needing that second cup just to feel somewhat normal, to feel like your brain is finally switching on. Does that sound familiar at all? It's that feeling where simple tasks, maybe tidying up the kitchen after breakfast or heading out to get the mail, suddenly feel like they require a bit more effort, a bit more oomph than you seem to have readily available. And oh, the afternoons. Do you sometimes find yourself needing to rest your eyes, even if you had a decent night's sleep? That wave of tiredness that washes over you, making the sofa look like the most inviting place in the world. It can be truly frustrating, can't it? Deep down, you have the desire, the want to have the energy to enjoy the simple, beautiful things in your day. Maybe it's getting down on the floor to play with the grandkids without feeling like you'll need a crane to get back up, or spending a happy hour tending to your beloved garden without feeling completely wiped out afterwards, or simply having the mental clarity to enjoy a good book or a conversation without feeling fuzzy. That persistent feeling of being weighed down, of operating at maybe 70%, can really steal some of the shine, some of the simple joy from these everyday pleasures we cherish. Can make you feel older than you are or just not quite yourself. But now, lean in a little closer. What if I told you there might be a wonderfully simple, delightfully natural little nudge you could give your body? Something bright, something fresh, something incredibly easy that could potentially help you feel just a little bit lighter on your feet, a little more refreshed from the inside out. Imagine feeling just a tiny bit more buoyant. It's surprisingly straightforward, truly. Using things you might already have glanced past in your refrigerator or seen sitting brightly in your fruit bowl this very morning. We're not talking about some complicated, expensive potion or a drastic diet overhaul. No. Just something gentle, something good rooted in nature's pantry. Intrigued? I hope so. If this feels like your mornings, if any of that resonated deep down, please do drop a comment below. I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts and experiences. And if you haven't already, perhaps consider clicking that subscribe button and sticking around with us for a simple fix that just might help brighten things up a little. All right then, wonderful folks. Welcome. Thank you for staying with me. Today, we're going to dive a little deeper into this delightful, simple little drink I hinted at, made with just two familiar kitchen friends, bright, zesty lemon and fresh green parsley. Sounds almost too simple to do much, right? But sometimes, the simplest things hold surprising goodness. We'll explore together 3 gentle, specific ways this lovely combination might offer some quiet support to your body's incredible natural cleansing crew, particularly focusing on your ever-so-hardworking liver and kidneys. Honestly, these organs are unsung heroes, working tirelessly behind the scenes day in and day out, filtering and processing everything for us. Don't they deserve a little gentle appreciation? And as a little thank you for spending your time with me, I've got a lovely little surprise bonus tip tucked away for you towards the end. Something that adds another layer of niceness to this whole idea. Plus, I want to share a truly heartwarming, real-life story about someone just like us, who found a noticeable little lift in their day-to-day life by embracing this simple habit. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, oh dear, lemon and parsley water? Really? Is this another one of those health fads that promises the moon and disappears next week? And believe me, I completely understand that hesitation. The world is full of quick fixes and miracle claims, isn't it? It's easy to feel a bit skeptical. But please just relax and stay with me for a bit longer. This chat isn't about promising overnight transformations or impossible cures. Far from it. We're focusing on gentle, natural support, using wholesome ingredients that nature herself provides. It's about small, consistent kindnesses to our bodies. And the best part? It's genuinely easy to make. No fancy juicers, no complicated steps, no expensive, hard-to-find ingredients. Just simple goodness. So find your favorite comfy chair. Maybe wrap yourself in a cozy throw if it's a bit chilly. Perhaps pour yourself that nice cup of tea we talked about, or even just some warm water with a slice of lemon already in it. Let's settle in and explore this together. Think of this as a relaxed, friendly chat between neighbors, sharing little tips over the garden fence. Ready? Let's begin. First things first, let's talk more about that feeling of being a bit bogged down, like things aren't flowing quite as smoothly inside as they could be. This simple lemon and parsley drink can act like a wonderfully gentle internal rinse, helping your system feel just a bit lighter, a bit cleaner, a bit more refreshed to start the day. Imagine gently hosing down a dusty path. It just looks and feels better, doesn't it? This is similar, but on the inside. It's a way to gently encourage things to move along. Both lemon, with its unmistakable bright, sharp zing that wakes up the senses, and parsley, that lovely, vibrant green herb we often overlook as just a garnish, contain natural compounds. Scientists and nutrition folks often talk about how these compounds are thought to gently support our body's own amazing detoxification pathways. Our bodies are designed to cleanse themselves, especially through the liver and kidneys, which act as incredible, tireless filters day and night. This drink isn't doing the filtering for them, heavens no. It's more like giving those hard-working organs a little bit of gentle encouragement, a supportive nudge. Think of it like offering a helpful tool to someone already doing a great job. Researchers, looking at diets rich in fruits and vegetables, have often noted that the specific nutrients found abundantly in citrus fruits like lemons and in green, leafy plants like parsley are consistently linked with overall wellness and good bodily function. It's not magic, it's just good, wholesome nutrition lending a hand. And making it? Truly, it couldn't be simpler. And you don't need to be a whiz in the kitchen. Just take a small, fresh handful of parsley, maybe about half a cup loosely. Packed, stems and all are perfectly fine. They have goodness too. Give it a quick rinse under cool water and a rough chop. Nothing fancy needed. Pop the chopped parsley into a glass or a small pitcher. Now take about half a fresh lemon and squeeze that lovely juice right in over the parsley. You'll smell that wonderful citrus aroma immediately. Then, just top it up with about 8 to 10 ounces. That's about 1 standard glass of water. Filtered water is lovely if you have it easily available, but tap water is perfectly fine too. You can let it sit there on the counter for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just to let the flavors mingle and infuse the water gently. Or, if you prefer, give it a gentle stir with a spoon. Some people like to whiz it very quickly in a blender and then strain out the bits of parsley. But honestly, just letting it steep like a simple tea works beautifully and is less fuss. Drink it as is, bits and all, or strain if you prefer a clearer liquid. Easy peasy, right? Now here's a very important, gentle reminder, my dear friends. It is always, always a wise idea to have a quick chat with your trusted doctor or healthcare provider before adding anything new and regular to your daily routine, even something as simple as this. Especially if you have any existing health conditions, particularly any kidney concerns, or if you're on specific medications, like blood thinners, as parsley has vitamin K. Think of it as keeping your doctor in the loop, as your partner in health. It's just about being safe, informed, and making sure it's a good fit for your individual body. Okay, moving on to our second lovely point, which ties in beautifully with the first. This is all about hydration and promoting that gentle flushing action within your system. We all know deep down that drinking enough water is absolutely crucial for our health, don't we? Doctors tell us, articles remind us. But sometimes, let's be honest, plain water can feel a bit, well, boring. It doesn't always feel like a treat. This is where our lemon and parsley water shines again. It adds such a pleasant, fresh, vibrant, Taste of plain water. It's not sugary or artificial, just naturally refreshing. That little bit of flavor can make drinking water feel less like a chore and more like a pleasant pause in your day. And that, in turn, might just encourage you to drink a little bit more, especially first thing in the morning when our bodies are naturally a bit dehydrated after a long night's rest. Think of good hydration like maintaining a gentle, flowing stream inside your body. When the stream flows well, it can easily carry away debris and keep everything running smoothly. Starting your day well hydrated is particularly helpful for your kidneys. It gives them the fluid they need to do their incredibly important job of filtering waste products from your blood and flushing them out efficiently through urine. It's like giving your internal plumbing a smooth, easy start to the day, helping things flow without strain. You wouldn't ask your car engine to run efficiently without enough oil, would you? Similarly, our kidneys work best when they have enough fluid. Feeling sluggish or foggy can sometimes simply be a sign of mild dehydration. Many people find that sipping this lemon and parsley water on an empty stomach, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes before they sit down for breakfast, feels particularly beneficial. It gives your system a chance to wake up and hydrate before tackling digestion. And here's a comforting little suggestion. Try using slightly warm water instead of icy cold, especially on cooler mornings or if you have a sensitive tummy. Not hot, just comfortably warm, like a weak tea. It can feel wonderfully soothing and gentle as it goes down, almost like a warm internal hug to start your day. It just feels kind to your system, doesn't it? Give it a try and see if that warm approach feels good to you. Now, for our third point, let's look at this from a slightly different but equally important angle. Here's something you might not have immediately thought about. This simple, refreshing drink isn't just about rinsing or flushing in the sense of removing things. It's also about actively adding good things into your system. It's a giver, not just a taker. Lemons, as almost everyone knows, are practically famous for their high content of vitamin C. We hear about vitamin C all the time, especially during cold season, right? It's a powerful antioxidant. And parsley? Oh, don't underestimate that humble green leaf. It's far more than just a pretty decoration on your dinner plate. Parsley brings its own valuable contribution to the party, including vitamin K, important for bones and blood clotting, vitamin A, folate, and its own unique set of plant compounds, including potent antioxidants like flavonoids, things like apiol and myricetin, though we don't need to remember the fancy names. You might be sitting there wondering, okay, vitamins and antioxidants are nice, but how exactly does that help my liver and kidneys specifically? That's a fair question. Well, think of antioxidants like tiny little bodyguards or protectors for all the cells in your body. Our bodies are constantly dealing with little stresses and strains from normal metabolism, from the environment, from just the process of living day to day. Scientists call this oxidative stress. These antioxidant compounds act like a defense squad, helping to neutralize potentially harmful molecules, called free radicals, and protecting your cells from damage. This protection extends to the hard-working cells in your vital organs, including your liver and kidneys. So, by sipping on this drink, you're providing your body with some extra bodyguards to help keep things running smoothly and protect those vital cells from excessive wear and tear. It's like giving your internal systems a little bit of reinforcement, a gentle shield, helping them stay resilient and function at their best over the long term. It's not about complicated biochemistry, just the simple, common sense idea that nourishing your body well with nutrient-rich foods and drinks helps it to thrive and maintain itself better. The practical step here is simply enjoying this drink regularly as part of your routine. Consistency can often be more helpful than occasional large amounts. Maybe you aim for most mornings, or perhaps just a few times a week when you feel like it. Listen to your body. But always remember that gentle, kind approach we've been talking about. This is a supportive nudge, a healthy addition, not a potent medicine to be taken in huge quantities. A small glass using that simple recipe of about half a lemon and a handful of parsley in 8 to 10 ounces of water is perfectly sufficient. Too much lemon juice consumed very regularly could be a bit acidic for tooth enamel or some sensitive stomachs. And while parsley is wonderful, very large, concentrated amounts aren't generally recommended for everyone. Again, thinking about kidney issues or certain medications. So moderation truly is our dear friend here. Enjoy it gently and consistently. All right, are you ready for that little surprise bonus I promised? This one isn't about the ingredients themselves, but about the experience of preparing and drinking your lemon and parsley water. It's about transforming a simple act into a quiet, mindful moment. A little gift of peace just for you. Think about it. Before the phone starts ringing with calls or texts, before the news comes on the television with all its hustle and bustle, before the day's list of tasks and errands begins calling for your attention, carve out just 5 quiet minutes. Just 5. As you stand at the counter rinsing the fresh parsley, really notice its vibrant green color. As you chop it, listen to the soft sound of the knife on the cutting board. Inhale that fresh, slightly peppery green scent. Doesn't it smell wonderfully alive? As you squeeze the lemon, watch the juice cascade into the glass and breathe in that bright, unmistakable, uplifting, citrusy smell. If you're using warm water, feel the comforting warmth of the glass as you hold it in your hands. Then find a quiet spot to sit, maybe by a window where you can see the morning light. Don't just gulp the drink down. Take slow, deliberate sips. Feel the liquid in your mouth, notice the fresh taste. Just pause. Let your shoulders drop. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Use these few minutes to simply be present, quiet, and centered before the demands of the day begin. My dear neighbor Martha, who's 80-something and always buzzing around, started doing this. She told me just the other week with a smile. You know, it's funny. At first, I just made the drink because it sounded healthy. But now, it's not really just about the drink anymore. It's become my 5 minutes, my little pocket of peace. Before the day gets going, it just seems to set everything off on a calmer, more centered foot. Doesn't that sound absolutely lovely? It's like creating your own mini spa moment, a little ritual of self-care that costs nothing but a few moments of your time. I really encourage you to give it a try. Even if you only make the drink a few times a week, try incorporating that mindful pause. See if that little ritual adds an extra, unexpected layer of goodness and calm to your morning. Now, as promised, I want to share that little story that truly warmed my heart, because it shows how these simple things can ripple outwards. It's about a gentleman named George, 78 years young, living up in Ohio. George wasn't someone who sat still easily. He absolutely loved woodworking out in his garage. His pride and joy was making these charming little wooden birdhouses, intricately painted for each of his grandkids. It was his passion, his way of connecting. But over the past year or so, his daughter told me, George had been really struggling. He wasn't ill exactly, but he felt so profoundly sluggish day after day. He lacked that inner spark, that get-up-and-go he used to have. He'd confessed to her that some mornings just the thought of walking out to the garage felt overwhelming, like climbing a steep hill. He felt foggy-headed, easily tired, and just generally off. It was making him feel down, frustrated, and maybe a little bit invisible, disconnected from the things he loved. His daughter, bless her heart, had read an article somewhere online about this simple lemon and parsley drink, mentioning how it might help with energy and feeling lighter. She gently suggested it to George. Now, George was a bit skeptical, you can imagine. A practical, no-nonsense, meat and potatoes kind of fellow. His first reaction was probably a bit of an eye roll. But he adored his daughter, and he figured, well, it's just lemon and parsley. Water. It's not some weird concoction. Can't exactly hurt to try, I suppose. So, he started. No grand expectations, no waiting for miracles. He just began having a small glass most mornings before his usual breakfast, prepared just the simple way we discussed. He didn't notice anything dramatic right away, but then about a month, maybe 5 weeks later, his daughter called me, and her voice was just beaming with quiet happiness. She said she'd popped over to visit, And what did she find? George was out in his garage. He wasn't working for hours on end, mind you, but he was there, standing at his workbench, carefully sanding a small piece of wood for a new project. He had his old radio playing softly, and she said he was even humming along a little bit. When she asked him about it, George just shrugged in his typical way, but with a little smile. He said he didn't know exactly why, but he just felt a bit clearer lately. His words were, "It feels like some of the internal dust has settled, you know." He felt a little less foggy, a little less heavy. It wasn't a sudden burst of youthful energy, but it was enough. Enough for him to feel motivated to potter around in his beloved workshop again. Enough to start planning a new, simpler birdhouse design he wanted to try. His daughter sent me a quick photo she snapped of him later that day, holding up a small piece of pine with a light dusting of sawdust on his plaid shirt and a genuine, unmistakable twinkle back in his eyes. It wasn't magic, it wasn't a cure-all, but for George, that subtle shift, that gentle lifting of the fog, that feeling of being able to reconnect with something that brought him joy, well, it meant the absolute world. It reminded him that feeling a bit better was possible. And sometimes, my friends, it's those small, gentle shifts, those little steps back towards feeling like ourselves, that truly make the biggest difference in our quality of life, isn't it? So, there we have it, my dear friends. We've spent some lovely time together chatting about this simple, natural lemon and parsley drink. We explored it not as a miracle cure, but as a gentle friend, a way to perhaps help you feel a little lighter and more refreshed, a pleasant way to boost your daily hydration, which is so key, a simple method for adding some beneficial nutrients and antioxidants to your day, and even, with our bonus tip, a chance to create a quiet moment of self-care in your morning routine. Just gentle, supportive ideas. What do you think? Perhaps just pick one little aspect that resonated with you today. Maybe it's simply trying the drink itself for a week or so just to see how it feels. Or perhaps it's the idea of that mindful morning ritual that appeals to you. There's absolutely no pressure. Just a gentle invitation to explore with curiosity. See if it adds a little something positive to your day. I would genuinely, truly love to hear from you down in the comments section below. Are you thinking of giving this simple drink a try? Or perhaps you already use lemon water, or incorporate parsley into your diet in other ways. Do you have your own morning rituals that help you start the day feeling good? Let's share our experiences and learn from each other. This community is such a wonderful place for that. And if you found our little chat today helpful, or maybe just comforting and friendly, would you do me a small kindness and give this video a little thumbs up? That little click really helps other folks who might be looking for gentle wellness tips to find our conversation too. And please, if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love for you to join our growing family here, so we can have more chats just like this one. And maybe, just maybe, think about sharing this video with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member. Someone you care about who you think might appreciate a little gentle lift, a little bit of warmth in their day. Thank you ever so much for spending this portion of your day with me. It truly is always a pleasure and a privilege to connect with you all here. Your presence is deeply appreciated. Now go on and stay cozy. Be gentle with yourselves, and take wonderful care of your precious health. Remember those small kindnesses to your body. I'll look forward to chatting with you all again very soon. Until then, bye for now.